of my coffee. Boys. YouTubes. Then we'll do some testing here before we hit the front end. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Too bad. Let me bring it down. Let's see what it says. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Music still sounds pretty loud. Let me bring it down to here. What's going on, guys? Just getting some audio settings right. Testing, testing. I think we got it. What up, CS Prods? What up, MJ Reigns? What is good? Let's get to the. Spent most of the day working on this this script. So once I get started on the video, I'm just gonna roll through it. I'm gonna, once we're ready here, once we've let a couple people get in here, I'll hit the show intro to cue for people that are coming in late because I want people to watch from the beginning. And then make up your minds at the end. And you guys let me know in the comments or in the chat as we go. So, and before then, if you guys want to vent, you guys want to say whatever in the chat, don't mind. People got to get it out. I know it's a frustrating time. But I'm hoping to give a little bit of perspective today. A little bit of optimism. You know what I'm always liking to do? I'm trying to bring that positivity and a change perspective so you guys aren't so miserable or agonizing, because I wish I could take it all away. I'm not joking when I say that. If I could take it all away, all the frustrations, all the anger that you have for the team, and then I could bear that for you, I would do it in a heartbeat, because I love every single one of you guys. So, we're going to get started here momentarily. All right. So it's kind of monologue style, I guess. Speech style. And I'll do my best to give it the delivery it deserves, and then you guys can let me know at the end what you guys think or as we go. But before that, let's pause the background music. Welcome, guys. Thank you. I guess we don't have to pause, but thank you so much, guys, for joining me on the Purple and Gold Bar Show. Got a little bit of a different version for you guys today. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, so don't forget to hit that like and subscribe for content like this. Daily lives where I try to drop bars for you, try to bring different funny takes, picks, weekly picks, power rankings, trying to bring you guys something different so that you guys aren't swamped by the negativity of life, as well as the negativity and frustrations that come from a team that's going through a rebuild and moving into a new era. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. We are going to get started here in just a moment. I'm going to hit that show intro, so that's going to be a cue for those that are coming in late. As you guys can see, I have that scrolling text at the top asking you guys, if you guys show up late, to rewind to the beginning so you guys can see what I'm talking about, get the full context of it, because I feel like if you only get certain parts of it, it's not going to make total sense. And if you guys would be awesome, you guys in the chat, for when people come in and start saying things, just say, hey, rewind to the where you see the intro start. From then on, I'm just going to go. I'm going to read the script. I'm going to give you guys everything. I've put it all together into like 8 different sections. So it's organized. It's in the right order. I spent most of the day, my day off today, just trying to find a way to express what I've been thinking, because I'm not going to lie. After the end of the game last Thursday, I had to do a little bit of soul searching myself. I was like, is my read all wrong? I had to go back and just double check to make sure that maybe I was just drinking too much Kool-Aid when I made my preseason assessment. And then I found out that no, I'm outside of the injuries, which I couldn't have predicted. I basically predicted that we would have a struggle year, a roller coaster, I started by saying. Then it evolved to a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation where we're getting good games, bad games, everything in between, right? So I think we're right where we need to be to get to where we want to be in the future. So I'm going to highlight that today in today's video. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, as we are on the road to 500 subscribers. I hope to be there by the end of the year. So let me pause the music and let's do the show intro, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. All right, guys. All right, I'm going to start tonight the same way every Vikings fan show starts, with the same question everyone's asking right now. Who's to blame? Who's at fault with what's going on with our Minnesota Vikings? Is it KOC? Is it Kwesi? Is it JJ McCarthy? Or maybe It's something deeper than that. What if the real answer is a little bit more complicated? That's why I want to dive deep today. But before we dive deep, I want to take you down memory lane. You know, when the Bills drafted Josh Allen, fans booed. Some even said, why not Josh Rosen? ESPN called him boom or bust. Fans said, this guy's a bust, worst pick in the draft. Fast forward to now, Vikings fans are doing the same thing with J.J. McCarthy. So yeah, let's talk about it. When the Buffalo Bills drafted Josh Allen, people lost their minds. He was called the most inaccurate quarterback in the draft, a project, a mistake, a reach. ESPN called him the ultimate boom or bust. Football Outsiders literally predicted him to fail. And yeah, his rookie year wasn't pretty. It looked rough even. 52% completion rate, wild throws, turnovers, ugly interceptions. If Twitter back then was the way it is now, X, they'd have melted down the servers with the craziness that's going on. But here's the thing. In 2018, he was raw. In 2019, he was better. In 2020, he was elite. And now, he's MVP caliber. And I keep asking myself this question. What if the Bills had reacted the way Vikings fans are reacting now? What if they'd quit too early? Patience is only hard when you don't understand what growth looks like. Every fan base says they want to rebuild until it feels like one. We say, be patient. But the second we see a rookie make a mistake, the same people start screaming bust. Fire the coach. Fire everybody. Trade everybody away. Similar to what's going on right now. The noise drowns out progress. And then impatience becomes the culture. We destroy what we're trying to build before it even takes shape. Let me give you some historical perspective, because this story has played out over and over again. Russell Wilson, a third-round pick. He was deemed too short, a game manager. 3,100 yards, 26 touchdowns, but no one trusted him early. He just needed a team and a fan base to believe in him. Joe Flacco, 14 touchdowns, 12 picks as a rookie. People said he was just carried by the defense. 5 years later, Super Bowl MVP. Andy Dalton, 20 touchdowns, 13 picks, 2 playoff losses. Average. But he gave the Bengals stability for almost a decade. Dante Culpepper, our own history. 33 touchdowns, 16 picks in 2000. Fans called him a fluke the next year. By 2004, he was an MVP candidate. And Kerry Collins, 6 touchdowns, 10 picks, barely a 50% completion rate. They called him erratic. He lasted 17 years. Different names, different eras, same lesson. None of them were perfect, but they were given time. And patience doesn't just apply to quarterbacks. It applies to vision. Let's talk about the rush to fire people. Fire KOC. Kwesi's drafts are terrible. Flores' scheme doesn't work. Sound familiar? That same impatience, new targets. Kevin O'Connell, rookie play caller, rookie head coach, and at the same time, not an easy start. He's gotten better every single year, despite what you want to believe. You don't fire growth. You nurture it. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. He's not your cookie cutter GM. He's not supposed to be. We hired him because he thinks differently. Now fans are mad because he's thinking differently. Brian Flores, a pioneer. When he took over, our defense was projected to be bottom 5 in the league. Year 1, he made us at the middle. He brought us up to middle of the pack. Year 2, top 10. Year 3, top 5. And people still complain about the holes in the scheme. Show me one defense in NFL history that didn't have holes. Even the 85 Bears gave up plays. Dominance isn't about having no weaknesses. It's about believing in your system long enough for potential to be realized. When Billy Beane took the Oakland A's and introduced Moneyball, the media laughed. The fans hated it. They looked mediocre at times until they went on a 20-game winning streak and changed baseball forever. I think to myself, what if they'd fired Billy Beane before that streak? Would we even be talking about analytics today? And it got me thinking. Documentaries about dynasties always start after it works. They gloss over the struggle, the doubt, the ugly years. Right now, we're living in those years. We're in the part of the story that never makes the highlight reel. The question is, do you want to throw it all away and be left with a what if? Or you want to stay around long enough to see how it turns out? Because not every team stayed patient. Some couldn't handle the noise. Let's talk about what happens when you don't have patience. In 2018, the Arizona Cardinals drafted Josh Rosen 10th overall. He was raw, talented, and had 1 year to figure it out. Before he could even unpack, they fired the staff and then moved on to Kyler Murray. They committed everything to Kyler. New coaches, new receivers, star receivers now, massive extensions. And now, that fan base is miserable. They cheer louder when Jacoby Brissett plays this year because they feel like they actually have a chance at winning a football game with their backup over their top draft pick in Kyler Murray. That's what happens when a franchise trades patience for panic. You lose twice. Once you abandon your process, and then again when you realize the shortcut didn't work. The Cardinals didn't just lose Josh Rosen. They lost their direction. They turned impatience into identity. So before we call for the next quarterback, the next coach, the next rebuild, ask yourself, do you really want to become what the Cardinals have become? Because every time we hit reset too soon, we're not fixing the problem. We're not fixing the problem. We're repeating it. So who's to blame? The GM, the coach, the rookie? Maybe it's us. Maybe it's the fan who mistakes frustration for failure. Who demands a finished product before the paint even dries? If we keep tearing it down, every rebuild before it blooms, we'll never know what it could have become. Take a look in the mirror. Because if you want this franchise to finally change, we've got to change first. Now, every darkness started in darkness. Every championship story began with doubt. The Bills had theirs. The Chiefs had theirs. Even the Patriots had theirs. Now it's our turn. The rain is always darkest before it breaks. Oh, no, the rain is always hardest before it breaks. The night is always darkest before dawn. And maybe, just maybe, this is our dawn. If we let it happen. This is a new section, a new style that I'm calling Bars Only, No Bias. You can find it here on the Purple and Gold Bar Show. So next time you ask yourself, who's to blame? Start with the mirror. Thanks, guys. I love every single one of you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Woo! There we go. That was the whole script. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if you jumped in late, rewind to where the show intro starts. From there on, you'll get the full picture of the point, the argument that I'm trying to make here. Yeah. Let's check in with the chat here. John Lee, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining me. Anais Hillator, there we go. Mr. Welcome, Ryan, 77 Racing. There you go. So don't worry about it, guys. I get it. I totally understand setting way too high expectations and then having it all crumble. That's why I've been positive this entire time. I've been happy. I've been confident because what's happening is exactly what I figured. I figured a lot of struggles. I imagined flashes. And if we got lucky, because the quality of the roster and the coaches, we might be able to sneak into the playoffs and maybe, just maybe, give a one-game experience in a loss to J.J. McCarthy so then he can have that development. It sucks to overestimate, to think that you're going to be an outlier before we even play a game. And when it all comes crumbling down, it sucks. So I don't blame any single one of you guys for making these hot takes, and I'm not taking any blame away from the struggles. Players got to figure it out. My point is that let them make their mistakes and let them learn and grow from it. Because if you don't, before we know it, we'll be the laughing stocks in a worse position than the Cardinals are right now. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I love you all. Have a great one. Take care.